Hi everyone, this is Jessica with Whispers of Grace Healing. I am here today to do the leap of faith for the collective fire, earth, water, and air signs. I decided not to do each individual sign just to kind of keep these videos a little bit shorter and also to conserve energy for private readings, but yet we still get the messages out every week. So thank you for being patient, and thank you for anyone who is new joining in. We are so glad to have you with us. Vibe Tribe, you know I love you something serious. And I thank you all for your support, for your encouragement, and keeping this channel going. If it weren't for y'all, I wouldn't be able to do this. So make sure, if you resonate with me, my energy, or these messages, to give this a thumbs up, share with your friends, drop me a comment. I love reading your comments. And if anyone needs to get in touch with me, you can do that through Whispers of Grace Healing or Whispers of Grace 1016@gmail.com. And I really thank you all for being here. So the leap of faith is all about, there are certain things in our life that Spirit wants us to move towards, and sometimes it can be very scary to take a pure leap of faith. So these messages help us understand what is blocking us from taking that leap of faith, what we need to embrace in order to take that leap, and what are we actually moving towards. These are general readings though, so please take what resonates, leave what doesn't, and I really hope that these messages resonate with you. But if they don't, then the message simply isn't for you this week, okay? But these are timeless readings, so whenever you come across them, hopefully they resonate with you, and just trust your own intuition and your own knowingness. So we're going to start with the collective message, and I will post a timestamp after the video is uploaded. So let's start with the collective first. The first card is going to represent what is blocking us, okay? So what is blocking the collective spirit? Oh, there we go. All right. So the Strength card, you could just be feeling a lack of confidence, right? A lack of bravery, not really sure if you have what it takes or the pieces of the puzzle in order to move forward. And I'm also hearing too, like, you don't have to have all the details or understand everything before taking a necessary step. Right? Spirit will give us information, things that inspire us, get our heart moving, like really make us feel curious about the next phase in our life. But then our mind starts to come in and plant these seeds of doubt, or maybe we talk to someone in our environment, we're like, ooh, this sounds really exciting. And they're like, oh, well, maybe not, those kind of things. And it's really important that we trust our own understanding and not let anyone else in our life dictate what we feel is best for us or what might be an exciting adventure for us, because every great venture involves a degree of risk. So understand that you do have what it takes, and it's also about taming that, the inner beast and the, certain aspects of ourselves that might hold us back. But it's also about finding a balance between the divine feminine, divine masculine aspect, where we can really trust our own understanding, our own knowledge, our own wisdom, our intuition, and then also have the strength and the bravery to move forward and take action when we feel inspired to do so. So, let's see. The energy that we need to, the energy that we need to be embracing right now is the Ten of Wands and the Emperor. So that tells me that, you've probably been putting a lot of pressure on yourself to make a right decision. You're scared of, hurting other people's feelings. Maybe you've always been the fixer. Maybe you've always been a people pleaser. And it ends up, a allowing us to kind of be a doormat. It also makes us put our dreams on hold because we feel like there's other responsibilities in this life. Now, I also do want to say, don't do anything out of fear, guilt, or obligation, because ultimately you're putting your happiness on the back burner when in reality it needs to be in the driver's seat. So don't put too many pressures on yourself where you feel like you're carrying everyone's burdens or their baggages, and have that courage within self to know that you have what it takes and you can take the first step in this direction. And you don't have to take a quantum leap. It's just asking you, take the first step. Take the first step, do the research, reach out to someone who might have some information on your task at hand, and understand too that you have the world at your hands. Like whatever you want to manifest, it is up to you to take hold of that and move forward diligently, okay? So what are we actually moving towards? That one wants to come out. The Queen of Wands and the Ace of Wands. So there's definitely a passionate new beginning. With the Queen of Wands, this talks about, you know, feeling very confident, very sexy, very alluring, being really in tune with self, with what you want to experience in your family matters, within your friendships, within your finances, and also like just having that motivation to push forward no matter how much fear is involved. Because listen, when it comes to bravery, it is not the lack of fear. It's the fact that there's fear involved, yet you still push forward, right? And with the Ace of Wands, this is telling you there is a big opportunity for you, something that's very inspiring, something that makes you feel very passionate and driven to move forward, something that really like, aha, this moment, right? That says, yes, I want to do this. I deserve to do this. And this is my chance, okay? And with the Queen of Pentacles and the King of Cups on the bottom of the deck here, this could be, yeah, with the Nine of Pentacles, Two of Pentacles, the Hierophant. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot of big changes. This could have to do with career, relationships, you know, any opportunities in your life to make some very big changes. It could also be a relationship with self and with source, whatever that is for you. It can go many different ways, guys, because these are general readings. But with the Queen of Pentacles, this could be talking to an earth sign. I see earth, fire, and water, Leo, Aries. But no matter what, it's saying that there is definitely a feminine energy here. It doesn't matter about the sex. It's just the energy, right? So with the Queen of Pentacles, this is talking about being very loving, nurturing, being that homemaker, right? Knowing that you have everything it takes to create that life at home and within your career, to really put in the effort and the detail into creating this life that you're looking for. With the King of Cups, this is talking more towards the masculine energy, where, you know, they're very in touch with their emotions, and this is someone that has a very good hold on how they feel about things. And he also has a cup that is like huge and full, and you know, in the sea of emotions with two turtles. So this definitely could have to deal with a relationship, but there seems to be an offer as well with the seahorse there coming out of the cup, okay? So with the Nine of Pentacles, this does talk about, you know, being independent, relying on yourself for your finances and for your own happiness. There could be a decision that's being made, but it's also about taking a higher level of commitment and really trusting that deep inner wisdom that you will make the right choice no matter what. But with the King of Cups, that's talking about following your heart, but also being very paying attention to the details when it comes to financial matters and within how you deal with self, right? So we're going to pull from the Amenti Oracle to get an affirmation. What would you like the affirmation to be for the collective? I am open to love in various forms. And that's what I'm talking about, guys. Okay. So this talks about love comes in many different forms. Soulmates come in many different forms, whether that be your parents, your children, your relationship with self, with source, with your romantic partnerships, whatever it may be. But it's just about being open to it. Okay. This says that, and there's definitely a very masculine energy here too, even though she's a woman with the flowers at her heart space. The triangle in the upward position definitely represents the masculine energy. So it's about balancing out the two and knowing that, you know, when you are open to receive, you shall receive, right? And on the bottom we have it. I advance through my own abilities. So, you know, in the feather here, I was actually reading in this book, I was led to a page that says, when your heart is light as a feather, hold on. When your heart is light as a feather, where were you? And of course, I'm not going to be able to find it right now. But, oh, there it is. When your heart is light as a feather, you are granted permission to pass into the heavenly paradise of the fields of Hetep and Aru. If the heart is dense with destructiveness, anger, vice, sadness, and wrongdoing, the goddess Egyptian goddess known as Devourer or Soul Eater consumes the heart, and you are unable to pass through the next world. So this is talking about, I know we're going to take that so literally, it's talking about when your heart is light and you are trusting your own heart's rhythm and the heart's knowing, then you are able to pass from one phase to the next. But if your heart is dense and heavy with anger and resentment, then you're not going to move on to the next phase of ascension, let alone move into a state of enlightenment, because you're still holding on to regret, okay? So what advice do you have for the collective? Okay. I witness the darkness and call on the light with my prayer. Thank you, universe, for guiding me to perceive this fear through the eyes of the teacher of love. In any moment, I can surrender to the powerful presence of love through prayer, contemplation, and stillness, and my fearless freedom lights up the world. So it's teaching you that even in your darkest moments, even when you feel that the universe isn't really working in your favor, that is when your heart is dense and you're still holding on to a lot of guilt, a lot of regret, remorse, those kind of energies. But you can always choose to lighten your load, especially with the Ten of Wands, through being in the powerful presence of love, through prayer, contemplation, and stillness. And when you choose to let that burden go, your fearless freedom will light up the world, okay? So that is a very powerful message, y'all, and I really hope that it resonates with you. So now we're going to move on. They want to go to fire. So fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus. What is the blockage? Okay, we have the Wheel of Fortune. So there could be things where you just feel like you're blocked, but in reality, there's still some karmic cycles that need to be cleaned up, maybe addressed, let go of. Maybe you also need to realize what your place in this world is without it revolving around everyone else, okay? with the Knight of Cups, this is talking about going after the offers that you want and offering to those who deserve it, right? Not putting too much focus and energy on anyone who is not reciprocating the energies that you are looking for. Because with the Two of Cups here too, it's saying that an offer is definitely wanting to be given, or, you know, to be received, but you have to get on equal playing fields here too. And especially with this card, so this is a new deck, so I'm still learning it, guys, but the heart is being hung over her head, but her cup is down here, where the masculine energy in this deck is definitely offering to her. Now, in this cup too, maybe you're waiting on an offer, fire signs, but if you want the offer, then you also have to remember that everything happens in divine timing. And when you believe that you deserve it, that this offer is going to come in and you are open to receiving it, then it will come. But with the Eight of Swords being here, it's just saying like you're really in your head and fighting whether this offer is actually going to come in, or how are you going to feel when it comes, that kind of thing. So even in the darkness, you know, it's up to you to release yourself from it, because it's your own mental prison. And you have the hummingbird here to give you a message of hope, of seeing things from a more fluid standpoint. And I just feel like there's a lot that's, you know, blooming for you, that's trying to break free of the societal norms. We have all these flowers blooming out of these blue roses. But I also do not see thorns. Okay, so it's about taking the hardships out of what you feel about love, whether that is going back to, you know, how was it in your childhood? Did you get enough love and support from your family or from your past relationships? Did you give that to yourself? Are you being unconditional with love for self and the things that you have been through, and understanding that you need to be a little more gentle with self and with others in your life? If you can do that, then, which I know you can, then you will see a huge turn in your love life in general. And again, it can be so many different people in your life, because love is love, guys. There is no stipulation to it. When you allow yourself to give and receive and express, then you will also understand that it will come in many, many different forms, because you are forgiving, right? So it says, I honor animals with reverence. Okay, and this was actually one of the cards that I was looking at earlier. And there's some good messages in this too, so let me see if there's anything that speaks out. Okay, so in ancient Egypt, cats were held in a high esteem and treated with great care. Royalty would dress their feline companions with golden adornments and happily allowed them to eat off their plates. These sacred creatures helped protect the community food supply by fighting off mice and cobras, and punishment for harming a feline was incredibly severe. Bastet, an Egyptian goddess often represented as half feline and half woman, was worshipped as the safeguard of the pharaoh, the keeper of the woman's secrets, the goddess of home and childbirth, and the protectress of felines and their caretakers. The concept of the sacred nature of the animal, not just felines, has rippled through many cultures beyond Egypt, including in the totemic animals and Native American tradition, spirit animals within the shamanic philosophy, as well as spirit familiars and magical practice. And embodying the ideal of treating all animals with reverence, we find vision of every life as something to be cherished and a magic behind every life force, no matter how big or how small. Through observation of and respect for the unique characteristics of each individual spirit, we can allow the opportunity to relate to and apply the archetypal energy each embodies to the fractal design of our soul's personality. And removing the ephemeral mask of the human ego, we are left with the parental wisdom within the anima mundi, or world soul, and the intrinsic invisible spirit that permeates all life. So this is about respecting every bit of self, the transformation that you're going through, right? Like the snake has to shed its skin, and this also represents a lot of the ego, the temptations of this world. The cat also represents the very feminine aspect of self, and with the Egyptian goddess here that is half human, half feline, you know, this is about understanding this connection between you and spirit, right? So honor and respect every aspect of self and within others too. So let's see. I choose to learn through love. Everything that you are going through is teaching you about life and love, and there is no right or wrong. When you open your heart space to the highest frequency, you will be able to experience every bit of love on all facets, right? I'm sorry, my dog is making so much noise, y'all. Like, of course, he does this as soon as we're starting to record. But it is what it is. Charlie. Alright, who do we want to move on to next? Water signs. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. You good, boy? You good? He's a mess. He's a mess. What you doing, boy? Hey, calm it down. Calm it down. I don't know why he just got so restless. Okay. So when I say water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, we have the Nine of Cups. So with that being in your blockage, maybe you feel on it, and I don't feel like this is something that's really on a conscious level. Maybe it is for some of you, but not for all of you. But maybe somewhere in your subconscious, you kind of feel that your hopes and your dreams will not be fulfilled to the highest order, right? And it's about going with the flow and allowing things to come to fruition the way that they're meant to, instead of trying to control the outcome, right? Maybe you have some deservingness issues, worthiness issues, and you know, maybe when things get quiet, you hear a lot of these old past voices that are coming in and telling you that you're not good enough, or, you know, that's too far-fetched, or whatever the case may be. But you need to trust what your soul is telling you at this time, because with the Ten of Wands, they're telling you it's time to lay down those burdens. You do not have to carry the weight of the world on your shoulders, especially when it comes to, you know, being everything everyone wants and needs. When you show up as the most authentic version of yourself, the right person is going to appreciate that. But if you can't show up for yourself, you can't show up fully for other people, right? With the Chariot being here, this is telling you it's time to allow things to go with the flow. Some of you could be dealing with the Cancer, but I feel like this is about taking the lead, taking control of the reins, and really allowing Source to guide you, but knowing that really you are in charge of the direction you go. So if you don't like the way that your life is going, it is up to you to change that direction, because the Sun is on the bottom of the deck, guys. This is telling you that everything you want is right there. It's through illumination. It's through God, and trusting that everything they want for you, you can have. And it's a lot better than expected, right? But you need to make a decision to work together instead of worrying so much, because we have the Nine of Swords and the High Priestess. Like you're questioning your own intuition here. So understand that it's the lack mentality that is causing things to be held up, right? So you deserve it. You are worthy. You are amazing, and you shouldn't be questioning yourself, okay? Because or you could be a Cancer, because we are doing water signs. But again, don't hold all this pressure on yourself to conform to society's rules. This is about your life, your journey, and your happiness, and everything that is meant to match your frequency will be provided to you, okay? So let's see what affirmation they want you to take on this week. What would you like the water signs to know about their leap of faith? What affirmation is going to help them bring this together? Don't be quiet on me now. What affirmation? There we go. All right. I speak with sincerity and I communicate with passion, because this is all about speaking up, guys. You got to speak up about how you're feeling about the situation. Be honest and open with your communication, but also speak with sincerity and compassion. You know, Spirit is definitely whispering in your ears, and they're telling you it's time to vibrate your heart and let your heart be open to express itself, and keep the communication light. And I really feel like when you do this, you're gonna open up a whole new line of love, okay? So, oh, all right. So, yeah, there is nothing sexier than your authentic truth. That's what I was telling y'all, okay? You need to be your authentic self, and anyone who appreciates and matches that frequency will show up, okay? So thank you, universe, for helping me see beyond the limits of fear. Thank you for expanding my perception so that I can see what is the highest good. It's not about fear of not being good enough, or not being able to show up, or not being able to do this, or whatever. Don't focus on what you don't want or can't have. It's about what you want and what you feel that you can have, right? When we think that we can't have something, of course we're not going to get it. So this is truly about standing up for yourself, being the most authentic version of yourself, and release the fears of the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, and allow your dreams to come true, okay? So, earth signs, Taurus, Capricorn, Virgo, what do we have? The Moon, the Two of Pentacles. All right, so, you know, you might be feeling like left in the dark, but then we have the Sun on the other side. So this is balancing out the divine feminine, divine masculine aspects. It's like using your intuition to navigate through these darker parts and deeper parts of self. You also might feel like there's certain things you just don't understand, and maybe you don't have a clear picture to make a right decision, so you kind of keep going back and forth and you know, juggling too many things. But it's about finding that balance, the yin and the yang, right? And with the Sun being here, this is saying take on more of a childlike energy and just allow yourself to be and express, and use that connection between your intuition and source, and, you know, just being able to make a clear decision so that you can transform, okay? We have the Death card here, so some of you could be dealing with a Scorpio, a Leo, Aries, Virgo, But with the Queen of Swords, we also have the air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Knight of Pentacles. So you could just be taking some very slow and necessary steps. And listen, if there is someone, we also have the Empress here too. I see a lot of air energy though, so some of you could be, battling with communication and, allowing this transformation. Maybe there's someone that's just taking their time coming back to you. But you have to also understand that they're going through a big transformation. They're also protecting you. If you're wondering how this person feels about you, they're protecting you, and that's why they're taking their time coming back in. And you will find out the truth about this soon, okay? But don't go back and forth. Make a clear decision. And, because even though he's balancing 2 pentacles, he has his eye on 1. You already know the truth, okay? So let's see. I do the best I can, and that's all you can do, okay? Do the best you can. We're all trying the best we can, and so don't berate yourself if you feel like you're kind of falling back and forth in between your energies with this person or situation. But when it says I keep my own counsel, don't go telling everyone your business. Not everyone needs to know what's going on in your life, and especially your love life, okay? For those on the soulmate twin flame journey, like especially those on the twin journey, you don't need to be telling everyone about your business because they don't understand, and a lot of people don't even know how to have a healthy relationship, let alone understand it. So, keep your own counsel, trust your own inner knowing, don't let anyone deter you from what you know your truth is, and just do the best you can. She also reminds me of the Hierophant, like the High Priestess energy, where it's like, hold up, y'all, I'm just trying to do the best that I can, and I'm trusting my own inner knowing. I don't need everyone's advice, because listen, if you ask 10, seriously, even if you ask 5, I was about to say 10, but no matter how many people you ask, you're going to get a different opinion from everyone. Not everyone is going to see things like you do. So you have to trust yourself and trust that, like, especially if you need a clear picture, ask for a sign, and Spirit will give it to you now, okay? Even if you don't like the answer, they're going to give it to you. And it's one of those things, you just need to trust it. Quit questioning Spirit, okay? So, all right. So my faith has the power to turn trauma into healing, conflict into growth, and fear into love. This is about honoring the changes, the transformations that you've gone through, and knowing that everything that's happened in your life has led you up to this point in time. It's all about your healing, about your soul's evolution, knowing that there's that transmutation that needs to happen. You don't have to stay stuck in fear. And when you're in alignment with the love of the universe, your peace cannot be disrupted, okay? And this is really about trusting yourself. If you feel like there are things that you're not clear on, ask for a sign. Trust your own intuition. Don't keep going back and forth. Just balance it out and do the best that you can, okay? Trust your own counsel. All right, and then air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Okay. We have the Empress. Okay, a lot of these popped out. I'm not going to take them all, but I'll see what's going on. Okay, we have the Page of Cups, the Nine of Wands, the Four of Cups, and the Five of Swords. So, you could be like blocking opportunities that are coming in for you by reflecting and kind of dwelling on the past, feeling like you've missed out on opportunities, and you're kind of going back and forth with how you feel about a certain situation. With the Empress, being in play. You know, this is about transformation occurring within the divine feminine, standing on higher ground. Yeah, with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords. So, you know, there could be an offer that either you want to come in or that you want to give. But with the Empress being in the, yeah, because the star's on the bottom here. So could be talking specifically to Aquarius, especially with the King of Swords here. But with the Empress, you're probably not sure how to feel about your divine feminine or your divine feminine qualities, and trusting yourself and your intuition to help you transform the clarity and truth through source energy, right? Sorry, they're like all hovering around the sun there, which is happiness, which is enlightenment. So with that being in your blockage, it could be talking about there are opportunities for you to transform what happiness and this childlike energy really means to you. But with the Knight of Cups and the Six of Swords, it's like you have to move away from certain things that are causing a disruption in your life and move towards what your soul is calling for, what makes you feel home, what makes you feel peaceful in your life. And it's about trusting that what Spirit is calling you towards is for your highest good. With the Knight of Cups, he's looking right at that cup, y'all, and he's on his steed. Like, I really feel like there's an offer that wants to come in, or you want to receive, but you have to be open to giving and receiving, right? So don't let the little crows talk in your ear and deter you from moving away from something that you're being called to move away from. But it's also about owning the decisions that you're making, okay? Because ultimately it's up to you. With the Eight of Wands, the Ten of Pentacles, and the Judgment, listen, there is a big wake-up call happening here. And they're telling you that you need to be honest and open with your communication about, you know, and I feel like that's going to be very fast-moving once you make a decision, especially if you're going after divine feminine here, or embracing divine feminine energy. But with the Eight of Wands and the Ten of Pentacles, this is someone you really see yourself building a life with, someone you can see birthing things into creation, because she's holding the cosmic egg here, which talks about, you know, a rebirth of something that you thought once was dead. So with the Judgment card, this could definitely be talking about soulmate twin flame unions where there's a big transformation. The signals are being given for you to wake up and go after your life partner, right? Don't let all these outside influences deter you from what you know is best, whether that be your own voice or others. So when you know, right? So what affirmation do you have for the air signs? Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. I live in truth. Okay, you have to step up for your truth, guys, no matter what that is. And again, keep your own counsel, trust your own understanding. I wouldn't go asking a bunch of people if you feel like if they feel this is the right move for you or not. You have to own your own truth and seek your own counsel, and that's by going within and talking to God, talking to your higher self, spirit, whatever your belief system is. But live in your own truth, because this is your truth, guys, with the Empress, the Ten of Pentacles, the Judgment here. Any wrongs that have been done will be justified, or karmic justice will be served, okay? And the Judgment card also talks about these wake-up calls happening. So with the Eight of Wands, it could be something like very quick that comes in, maybe a message or that aha moment where you're like, no, I just got to move towards my person. But you're going to have to do it on your own terms, okay? So I do whatever it takes to get closer to consciousness, okay? This is that inner wisdom. You need to go within and seek your own truth and forget what everyone else is telling you. This is your truth and no one else's, okay? So I hope these messages help you guys, and if you need any help or you need clarification on your personal situation, you can email me at whispersofgrace1016@gmail.com. Make sure to hit that like button, drop me a comment, share with your friends. I thank you all for your love and support. I wish you all the very best, and I hope that all of you have a wonderful day. And if you need me for anything, all of my information will be down in the description box. So please take care of yourselves. I know that sometimes these things can be hard, but you just got to trust, man. Surrender, have faith, and go after your dreams. Okay, because they're yours to live and no one else's. So with that being said, I will talk to all of you very soon. Bye, guys.